Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Who is this? Is Miss Newman?
Yep, I got Miss Newman here, okay?
Thank you. And there's Mr. White.
Yep.
We will go on the record in the matters 25 CF 57, State of Wisconsin versus Kelly Newman, and 25 TR 326. The state appears through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt in person. Ms. Newman appears by video conferencing in custody in Burnett County Jail. Her counsel, Nicholas White, appears by video. We're set today in this matter for initial appearances. Mr. White, were you able to go over the criminal complaint with Ms. Newman?
Yes, I was, Your Honor. I can waive further reading of the facts there and the penalty section as well. She understands what she's charged with. We can waive that reading, but I believe we're asking to have a preliminary hearing within timelines. And if Your Honor could address bond today.
Yes, she did file for a bond modification and it has been on the calendar. So we can hear bond. Let me just see what is today. I could do May 14th at 11.
That'll work for me, Judge.
All right, May 14th at 11, preliminary hearing. All right, bond argument, Mr. White.
Thanks, Judge. My client is unable to post the cash bond. I'm not sure what was argued at the last hearing, so I just want to make Your Honor aware of that she is asking for a signature bond. The most that she'd be able to post in cash would be about $100. If you would consider either amending the cash bond down to that amount, a much lower amount than it currently is. I've reviewed the facts here and just going off of what's alleged in the probable cause section, it looks like there's some pretty bad facts here with taking the kid and leaving the state. But it also states in the complaint that there's a relationship here. This is not just some random child. This is apparently a grandkid. And that even though it's alleged that Ms. Newman left the state of Wisconsin, it's also stated that she returned on her own. All I have here is the complaint. I don't know some of the other details here about who's allowed to have the kid or some of these relationship factors, but to me it looks like Ms. Newman does have connections in the area. She's got local ties, and she's unable to post a current cash bond. I don't believe she has any missed court. I guess I'd leave the state to argue that.
All right, Mr. Schmidt.
I wouldn't I wouldn't object to doing a lower cash bond. I was going to suggest something like $500. I think the court originally set the 10K cash bond because the probable cause statement said kidnapping, which is a very high felony. It's a felony that has use of force in it. The officer who wrote the PC, I think, didn't know the elements of kidnapping. There was no use of force or threats of death or anything like that in this. This is a grandmother knowingly violating a custody order and taking a child out of state. She has one missed court appearance in 2018 in a drug driving offense in Minnesota. Other than that, she's made all her appearances in court. She didn't come back and return the child. The police were investigating, got information about where she'd be returning through Wisconsin. They set up and they caught her and got the child that way. But regardless of the reason I'm asking for cash at all, and this is one, it is a felony. Two, she took the child to another state. And three, she very clearly knew there was a court order for custody here because she knows the child in that relation and she knowingly violated it. So as long as there's the no contact provision at all with the child while this is going on, or the guardian, or where the child resides, I'd be suitable to a lower cash. Thank you.
All right, victims' rights are in compliance.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, based upon the facts as recitated by the district attorney, the court will amend to a $500 cash bond, same conditions as stated in the previous bond. We will see you on the 14th. We are adjourned. We will go on the record in the matters 25 TR 326 and 25 CF 57, State of Wisconsin versus Kelly Newman. The state appears through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt in person. Ms. Newman appears in person with counsel Nicholas White. We're set today in this matter for a preliminary hearing. Mr. Schmidt, please call your first witness.
Sure. I call Patrick Carlson.
Mr. Investigator Carlson, please come forward, raise your right hand, be sworn in, and have a seat at the witness stand.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give in the matter today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You may begin.
Could you state your name for the record?
It's Patrick Carlson.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a detective with the Burnett County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been so employed?
I've been employed with Burnett County for a little under 10 years.
On April 18th, 2025 in the morning, did the Burnett County Sheriff's Office receive any phone calls about child custody?
Yes,
What was the nature of the phone call?
I checked on just prior to 8 a.m. and was dispatched to 118 Broadway Avenue West in the village of Grantsburg for a child abduction.
Why did you go there?
It was relayed by DL that Kelly Newman ran up to her residence when she was taking her kids out to bring them to daycare and took KS without consent and drove away with her.
Is that who you made contact with at that address?
Yes.
What did you talk about with her when you made personal contact?
I asked her to tell me what happened. She said she walked outside to get the kids to the van and then observed Kelly walking up and described that she was parked down the street behind other vehicles where she wasn't able to see her in the vehicle at first. And Kelly went up and grabbed KS and DL told her she could not take her. And Kelly said she was gonna, and Deborah said she was gonna call the cops, and Kelly told her to call the cops. And Kelly ran back to the vehicle and drove away with KS in the vehicle.
What is Kelly Newman's relationship to KS and to DL?
So Kelly is the non-custodial grandmother of KS, and DL is the other grandmother, but is the legal guardian of KS. She has been given guardianship through Burnett County.
How do you know that?
We were provided guardianship paperwork from social services and also directly from DL.
Okay. So what did you do next for your investigation?
Based on direction of travel, we believe that Kelly may have been returning to her mother's residence, which is located north of there in the village of Grantsburg. I responded there and spoke with Kelly's mother, who stated that Kelly had her vehicle, had made comments about taking KS earlier in the day, did not know that she was going to do it, and at the current time did not know where Kelly currently was. I went back and spoke with her later in the day and learned from her mother that Kelly was in Minnesota with the child and near Rush City at another family's residence, and that they had called after seeing the missing child alert get broadcasted, and Kelly was believed to be traveling back to Grantsburg with KS.
Did they know why Kelly was driving back to Grantsburg?
She said she just told the family members that she was going home.
I guess I should clarify, the place you made contact with DL, did she say that's where KS was abducted?
Yes.
And was that in Burnett County?
Yes, it was in the village of Grantsburg in Burnett County.
Okay, so going back to what you were saying, you had information Kelly Newman might be coming back to Wisconsin. What'd you do next?
I then notified other deputies that were out looking for KS, and one of the deputies set up at the state line and observed Kelly driving into the state of Wisconsin from Minnesota in her mother's vehicle. And they made a traffic stop on Kelly near the state line and located KS and was able to reunite her with DL, and Kelly was taken into custody.
So KS was in the vehicle?
Yes,
How old is KS?
4 years old.
The Kelly Newman who was arrested, do you see her in court here today?
Yes, she's sitting at the defendant's table in a white t-shirt.
The record reflects that investigator Detective Carlson has identified Ms. Newman.
So, other questions?
Mr. White, questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Investigator, you testified that there was some guardianship action. Is that how DL, I guess, became the custodian of KS?
Yes.
And is there any part of that guardianship action that states that Miss Newman's not supposed to have contact with that child?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Just to your knowledge, is there any court order preventing Miss Newman from having contact with a child?
Objection, relevance, that has nothing to do with one of the elements of the offense.
Sustained.
As part of your investigation here, how many hours do you believe that Miss Newman had the child for without consent?
Would have been to about 7:50 a.m. to 11:09 a.m.
And this fact about an allegation where there's crossing state lines, did that factor at all into this arresting decision?
Yes.
I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Redirect.
No.
You may step down. Thank you, Detective. Any other witnesses?
No witnesses. I would just ask the court to take judicial notice of document 6 in Burnett 24 JG01, which is as well as document 9, which are the documents assigning DL guardianship.
Does defense have a copy of those?
I have not because,
Then I cannot take judicial notice.
okay. I can print those out for defense and then ask the court to do that.
All right.
The reason I'm doing it that way is for privacy reasons, since it has the names of all those people in
I
that.
cannot, it has to be, you cannot share it as a confidential case, so I'm not taking judicial notice.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any witnesses, Mr. White?
No witnesses today.
I don't believe I need argument. The court has heard enough from Detective Carlson to find that a felony was probably committed, and it was probably committed by Ms. Newman. So the court does find the probable cause and will bind the matter over. The burden here, Ms. Newman, it's a relatively low hurdle. The court must look at the evidence in what's called the light most favorable to the state in this hearing, but it's just this hearing. And the court has to find that a felony was probably committed, okay? And so the court did find the probable cause. Information, Mr. Schmidt?
I filed the information. It mirrors the criminal complaint.
Proceed with arraignment or set for another date, Mr. White.
Your Honor, we can proceed with the arraignment today.
She understands the charge and the maximum penalty.
Yes, she does.
Waive formal reading.
We'll waive further reading, enter a not guilty plea to count 1.
Not guilty plea will be entered on her behalf. She is entitled to a jury trial. She would be entitled to a speedy trial should she request one. Are you still on Phantom Lake Road?
No.
Next date and time for a status. I can do your June 23rd at 1:45. Mr. White, June 23rd at 1:45. We'll see you then. We
That
are
works.
adjourned.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
See you, Patrick.